Hi kids, and welcome to week 1 of Science Sampler. This is Mrs. Villa, and this week we're going to be learning about biology. You might be wondering, what is biology? Well, biology is the study of life and living things. That's good to know, but how do we know whether something is alive? In just a minute, we're going to play a fun game called Dead or Alive. In order for something to be alive, it must be able to grow and make more of itself. So let's look at some things and ask those two questions. Can this grow and can it make more of itself? The first thing we're going to look at is this little place setting that I have on my dining room table. It has 3 things on it, and I want us to ask the questions, which of these things are alive? Okay, let's look at the first thing that we see. Here is a candle. Okay, candle of flower. Can this candle grow? Well, if we turned on this flame, the flame would grow brighter and brighter, but the candle itself cannot grow, and so the candle is not alive. Now, what about this salt and pepper shaker? Is this alive? Well, it cannot make more of itself. We could fill it with more things, but it cannot grow and get bigger or make more of itself. So the salt and pepper shaker is not alive. And last on our little table here is a little plant, a little orchid plant. Now, do you think this is alive? Well, you may not be able to tell, but it can grow. If we look really closely in the middle, we can see a new leaf that's forming, and this looks like it needs a drink. Yeah. So to answer the question, can this grow? The answer to that would be yes. This plant can grow, and this plant could make more of itself. And so this plant is alive. So if we were asking ourselves, which of these 3 things could we study in biology? There's only one, and that one is the plant. So today is a beautiful day to be outside, and it's a great time to look for things that are living. Right now I hear some things in our grass. Let's see if I can get a good shot of them. Here we go. I found something. I found a little kitty. What do you think about this kitty? Do you think, can he grow? He sure can. Can he make more of himself? Well, he could. He'd have to get older, and then maybe he could be a mommy or a daddy and make more of himself. So this kitty is definitely alive and definitely something we could study in biology. So let's play another round of Dead or Alive. And here we're going to look at this garden area that I have. And let's see if we can find some things that are alive. Well, we know that plants are alive, and I do see some plants all over it. All of the green things there are plants. But let's try to find something that's not alive, that's not part of biology. Now, you might think that the leaves are not part of biology, but they are, because even though they're brown and crunchy and no longer green and healthy like this plant, because they were once alive, they still are part of biology. But what about this rock? Was this rock ever alive? No. Can this rock grow or make more of itself? Absolutely not. So this rock is not a part of biology. By now you've learned that plants are definitely alive and definitely a part of biology. But how do they eat? How do they drink? Do they have mouths? Do they have a stomach? Absolutely not. So God made an amazing way for plants to eat with just the sun and their leaves. So we know that plants eat by making their own food with their leaves and the sun, but how do they drink? Well, see these parts of the plant? This is kind of like a straw that the plant uses to drink up its water, but it first absorbs it with its roots. There you go. So it uses its roots to soak up water like a sponge, and then it goes up, it travels up, this travels up this stalk, the stem, and gives water to the rest of the plant. And that is how it gets its water. So that concludes this week's lesson on biology. Biology is the study of living things, and what makes something alive? Well, if it can grow and it can make more of itself, more of its kind, to be more specific. And the other thing we learned was, how do plants eat and how do plants drink? Remember, plants use their leaves to make food with the rays of the sun, and they drink through their roots and their stem, just like a straw.